you chose to go back to the traditional ways of living. You know, maybe 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, when we did not have all of this around us, we did not have foods with so many chemicals. There probably wasn't this much stress. The way that people ate, many, many years ago, it was so much more clean. And you chose to find out more about it and maybe go back to the traditional ways of living and go fully clean on your diet and your ways of living. How did that impact and change your life, and how were you able to manage it, doing that?
So first thing, very nice question, very important one also. I remember the day I switched my diet to a clean diet. It was very knee jerk reaction. So I'd come back from the hospital. I said, okay, the doctor has told me clearly nothing, go back and 3 months and palliative care. So, but what can I do? So the first, we have to be very honest with what we know and what we don't know. So my honesty about what I knew was that my body is self-healing. It has got a tremendous self-healing capability. Coming from an engineering background, I understand one thing, that if you give the right inputs, you will get the right
Output,
outputs.
yeah.
So body is auto-healing. I have to give it the right inputs. So what are the right inputs? Food is a major portion of it. So then what is the right input? So then you have to go back to the original design. So when the human body was probably designed first time, what was it designed for? What input was it designed for? And then you really realize that what I'm having is not what my body is really designed to consume. We've adopted, we've evolved also. But evolution takes hundreds and thousands of years. But if I look at my food, what I had 25 years back as a child or as a middle-aged person, the difference between them was huge. 40 saal mein, 40 in 40 years, uh, your body is not evolving in 40 years. It will take 4,000 years, right? So, but the food had changed so much. So that's when I realized that I have to go back to eating what it was designed for. So now I was reading a book that time called Sapiens, and the book actually talks about hunter gatherers. So we were hunter gatherers, and I realized that if I'm staying in a cave, like I started imagining, I'm living in a cave. I'm a caveman. There's no microwave. There's no refrigerator. I cannot store food because perishable. If you don't have a microwave and a refrigerator, but there's no point of storing food. It will just rot in no time. So then every time I'm feeling hungry, I have to first go out and eat, hunt for food. If I hunt or gather food, so first I'll look for fruits. I don't, because they're tasty, right? And if I don't get them, then obviously I'm going to look for green leafy, vegetables and stuff. Just look at, eatable. I'll develop a taste for them eventually. If I still don't find that, then I'm going to kill a small bird or fish, a small fish. And the only way to cook it was in fire and uh, uh, water.
Yeah.
So that is exactly the principles which I started adopting. And second is, there will be times when I won't get any of this food. So the principles of my diet were, I have to do intermittent fasting because I'm not going to be fed every time I feel hungry.
Okay.
So 16/8 was what I started doing. I started taking all cruciferous vegetables because they were high in pH, right?
Yeah.
And they had cancer killing compounds. And I started either steaming them or pressure cooking them. Do teen CT, in the pressure cooker. And that's about it. And if I had to eat, non-vegetarian food, it was a small fish or a bird, which is a chicken, and as organic as possible. Uh, and used to cook it in ghee because I realized that ghee is omega 3s, which are highly anti-inflammatory. all our cooking oils are omega 6s, which are extremely inflammatory. And some of them are omega 9s, which are still inflammatory, but not as the omega 6s.
Okay.
So that meant the only cooking oils that I could use was coconut oil and ghee. So, but I didn't want to take a chance, because when you're now in such a do or die situation, you say that I want to keep it as clean as possible. So I used to have steamed and pressure cooked veggies along with some non-vegetarian food for proteins. But apart from that, I was not having cooked food at all. And I did this for almost 2.5 years. I the things that happened to me physically was I lost 30 pounds first.
Oh,
Yeah, I've gained some of it back again now, but I lost 30 pounds.
okay.
Uh, I was feeling much more energetic, because what happens is the most energy extensive functions of your body are digestion and your cognition, which is thoughts. Digestion is getting simplified by the food that I'm eating, and I'm not eating that often because of the intermittent fasting. Because every time you have a meal, 4 hours are required for it to be digested. So if I'm having only two meals, 8 hours apart, my last meal will take 4 hours. So 12 hours of digestion and 12 hours on non digestion, resting. So it saved a lot of energy, digestive energy. I'm doing a lot of pranayams. Every time I do pranayam, I'm focused only on my breathing. And my mind starts quietening down. Then I start doing meditations, quietening down. I'm doing yoga, which is actually flexing my spine, where my cerebrospinal fluid is now flowing without obstruction. So my overall physiology was changing back into a state of homeostasis. And those were some of the changes I could immediately sense. That I could sense I was I was all bedridden, and suddenly, slowly, I'm starting to feel more energy.